In this video, we'll use the AI Assist Tracy feature to quickly create a structured prompt. So AI Assist uses AI to actually create the prompt. So we basically just have to give our prompt a name, and this is what the prompt will display as in our library. The name really doesn't affect the prompt itself. But next we'll tell it what we'd like to create and who we would like to reach. So in this case, our initial starting point is teach kindergarten students in a classroom setting to tell time using an analog clock. So I'll click on Build My Prompt, and this normally takes about a minute, maybe 30 seconds to a minute to complete. I'm going to pause it a sec while it does that. Okay, yeah, so that took about 30 seconds, and now our initial prompt settings have been built. I'll click Continue. This takes me to the Tune and Save Your Prompt screen. At the top, there are a couple of notes just about how this works, but the most important thing is that we should scroll down and save this prompt before we leave the page, because the prompt hasn't actually been saved yet. So scrolling down, this is our new structured prompt. So the name is the name that we've given it. The task is to teach a group of kindergarten students in a classroom setting to tell time using an analog clock. And then the task rules: use age-appropriate language and examples, break down concepts into simple steps, provide hands-on activities for practice. And it just automatically generated these rules for us. If we don't like one, we can delete it, we can remove, we can also drag and drop to control the order, and we can add new rules if we want to. So this is a fully tunable prompt at this point. This kind of used AI to generate the initial rules for it, but we can go in and apply our expertise and modify it further. Scrolling down, so that was the task. Next is the role, and of course the role in this case is a teacher because we specified a classroom setting. The teacher is knowledgeable about early childhood education, patient and supportive, and clear communication skills. The audience is kindergarten students. They're 5 to 6 years old, varied backgrounds and abilities, and may have limited attention spans. The create statement is develop a lesson plan. So it incorporates visual aids. It includes opportunities for student participation. It includes assessment measures. And finally, the intent is to teach kindergarten students to tell time using an analog clock. That's kind of the overall mission of this prompt. Students should be able to recognize the hour and minute hand. Students should be able to read o'clock and half-past times. And students should be able to set the clock to a given time. So that's a great starting point. If we want to, again, we can modify that. We can add rules. We can prioritize. If one item is more important than the others, we can drag it to the top and put important in front of it to instruct the LLM that that's an important rule. But it's fully tunable at this point, and we have full control over it. So I'll click Submit to save that, and this takes me to the prompt screen where I can view the prompt using these two tabs in YAML, which is sort of an outline format, and JSON, which is more of a structured, almost like a code format of the prompt. And I can use the copy buttons to copy either of the two into my whatever large language model I'm using, whether it's ChatGPT or Bard or something else. So I'll go ahead and copy that JSON version of the prompt, head over to ChatGPT and paste it in, and I just paste it in as a prompt. And then I just wait for the response. And at this point, ChatGPT does its thing and generates the lesson plan. So it does a great job. If I want to, I can go back and further edit the prompt using that button. And I can also duplicate the prompt. If I want to have a copy of the prompt in my library, this just created a new version with copy at the end of it. I can edit that if I want to, but at that point I can work with a duplicate version of the prompt. So if I'm you want to slightly modify it, maybe I've separate kindergarten class at my school with a class that has a little bit different needs, I could modify the same prompt to that class. All of the prompts are stored on the main prompt screen. They're all searchable, and they live right here on the prompt screen. So that's pretty much it for adding a prompt using the AI Assist feature on Structured Prompt.